Hello everyone, my name is Sophia, aka Sleepykitten626, and welcome to the long-awaited finale of my Nightmare X-Listener mini-series. Yes, this is the real part 5, it's finally out, and this is also the second to last part of my 1000 subscriber special. I'd like to thank you all again, and well, without further ado, let's get on to the X-Listener. It's been several months since Nightmare started staying with you, and things have been going well. He's insisted on helping out around the house, even though you've insisted it's not necessary. But you do admit it is a nice change of pace to have someone help you. He's stayed with you through the winter, and now that it's spring, you've started planting a garden. Nightmare was of course hesitant to help you, as he was worried he might accidentally kill your non-magical plants, but you assured him it was at least worth a try. And indeed it was, as together you grew a absolutely beautiful garden in no time, which in all cases grew surprisingly fast. You sigh, contented as you walk down the stairs and into the kitchen, reminiscing on the past couple of months as you set the kettle on to boil for your morning tea and start looking around for something quick to have for breakfast as you're planning to go out for a walk this morning. It's quiet. Nightmare's probably still sleeping in his room, so you'll leave a little something out for him with a note on the table and then go for your walk. Or that would have been your plan if you hadn't heard the loud thump and the surprised cry from upstairs. You turn off the kettle quickly and run upstairs. It sounded like Nightmare may have fallen. You swing the door open to his room, but he's not there, which is odd. He usually doesn't get up that early in the morning. You, of course, start to get very worried now and run around the house, looking in different areas and trying desperately to find him. Finally, you land in the bathroom, where you find Nightmare on the floor looking at his now white hands. You have to do a double take because the Nightmare you're looking at, well, most certainly the Nightmare that's been staying with you for a couple of months, looks very different from the Nightmare you know. His bones are pearly white, and he has both eye sockets. There's not a tentacle or sign of corruption to be found, and as soon as he hears you enter the room, he turns his head and looks at you with his two royal purple eyelights.
I don't know what's going on. I woke up and suddenly I was like this.
Nightmare stutters, trying to find an answer for why he's suddenly now uncorrupted. You are worried at first, but then smile a little and help him up.
No, I feel fine. A little confused, certainly, but I'm all right. I don't know. I haven't done anything differently or changed anything. I've felt unusually energetic the past few days, but I thought that was just because the air was starting to become less cold. I honestly have no idea how I'm suddenly back like this.
Nightmare motions to his hands, and you do your best to reassure him that everything's fine. The two of you decide to go downstairs and sit down, sharing some tea while you try to discuss what on earth is happening. After a few long minutes of discussion, you come to a somewhat complete consensus. You and Nightmare theorize that the reason he's changed back is because he's been so, well, happy lately. He's with a friend, he's trying new things, he's not doing anything bad, he's just been enjoying himself.
You're right. Well, it's not bad that I'm like this again. It's just strange. It's been so long since I've seen myself without the corruption. Do you think I'll stay like this? As optimistic as ever, I see. Well, this is strange, but it's certainly a nice change of pace. Oddly enough, I feel more at peace like this. I'm less tense. I'm calmer. Everything doesn't look too bright or dark anymore. It's like I can see properly now. And yes, I have my other eye back, that too. Thank you. Why? Because without you, I wouldn't have a friend. I wouldn't have someone I can turn to when I'm upset or stressed, and I wouldn't have been able to be like this again.
Nightmare motions to himself once again.
Thank you for everything you've done for me. I never would have imagined in all of my years that anyone would be this kind or considerate to someone like myself. I'm sorry, I'm happy. I'm really, really happy. I'm more happy than I think I've ever been. Well, yes, of course. We should get started with the day. You were going on a run today, right? I hope you enjoy it.
You smile and wave goodbye to Nightmare, walking out the door and sighing contently. The warm spring sun washes over your face, and you can hear birds chirping. Far off in the trees, you can feel the breeze on your face and hear the grass rustle. It really is a wonderful, wonderful morning. You continue to walk, but after a little while, you feel like you're being followed. For a moment, you think Nightmare just might be playing a prank on you, but this presence, whatever's following you, feels different, much more sinister than he ever did. You stop and sit behind a tree. Very faintly far off, you can hear a branch crack under, assumedly, a footstep. You hold your breath, trying your best to listen out for any sounds. You turn, trying to look behind the tree to see if anything might be following you. Perhaps a wild animal or simply a very, very lost person. But you don't see anything. But it sees you. Or rather, should I say, he sees you.
So, this is a little pet he's been
keeping. Before you're even able to turn your head, you feel the blue strings wrap around you. You freeze in terror and panic. You remember this voice, or at least the description of it. You remember the strange-clad skeleton with the paint on his face, warning you in secret that where Nightmare was, others with ill intent may follow. As the white portal opens, you can hear Nightmare running towards you, calling out your name, desperately trying to get to you, but the strange black and red shape that looks vaguely like a skeleton simply smiles with his crooked yellow teeth and throws you into the wet expanse of nothingness. The last thing you hear before hitting the ground is Nightmare calling out your name, and then a pained cry. Whether it was Nightmare's or your kidnappers, you don't know. As you fall onto the white ground, you hit your head hard. Your ears ring and your vision blurs, and after a few seconds, everything goes black.